Good morning, students. This is our fourth lecture of class 9th IT, and in this lecture we will discuss about session 2, which is parts of a computer system. In our previous lectures we have covered topics: application area and uses of computer, CPU, central processing unit, motherboard, operating system, programs and data, network and its terminologies, internet and intranet. In this lecture we are going to cover parts of a computer system: input devices, output devices, memory, expansion card and ports. So parts of a computer system, as we all know that computer has various parts, and these parts are categorized into three main parts. So first of all, first one is input devices. So basically we know that input devices are those devices which are used to provide information or which is used to provide instructions to a computer system, and examples of input devices are mouse, keyboard, scanner, etc. And output devices are those devices which are used to get output from the computer system or result from the computer system. For example, if we are doing any calculation on a computer, then we are providing instructions with the help of input devices such as keyboard or mouse, and we are getting result over the monitor as an output. So monitor is an output device and keyboard and mouse is input device. The next one is central processing unit. The whole processing process of a computer system is divided into three steps. First one is input, second one is process, third one is output. So the middle one, the process one, is depend on central processing unit, CPU, and the memory which CPU contains. So CPU is a device that interprets and runs the command that we give to a computer. It is the control unit of a computer. It is also referred to as processor. Processor means the device which is responsible for carrying out processing of instructions provided to the computer system. Memory is the place where information is stored and from where the desired information when required was retrieved by the CPU. And generally there are three main types of memory: RAM, random access memory; ROM, read only memory; and flash memory. So input devices, here are some input devices. First one is mouse. A general standard mouse has left and right button. The left button is used to select item and right button is used to display commonly used menu item on the screen. Keyboard contains set of keys which are used to provide input to the computer system. Microphone is generally used to record sound or to use sound option in a computer system. Scanner is generally used to transfer exact copy of photograph or document into a computer. Webcam is generally used to send live pictures over the internet. Stylus is a device which is similar to a pen, and it is used to touch sensitive surface. For example, it is a pen like device, and if we want to do anything on our computer system on a touch sensitive surface, then with the help of this pen we can generally locate the items on a touch sensitive surface. We can write on touch sensitive surface. So stylus is generally used in PDA or tablet devices. Trackball is also a pointing device like a mouse. It was generally used in previous versions of laptop. So in place of a portion which was given in a laptop as a mouse, there was a trackball which is generally used to rotate the cursor over the screen, and we can also use that trackball to point out on some specific item. Output devices, as we generally discussed previously, that output devices are those devices which are used to get result from the computer system. So basically here we will discuss about three types of output devices. First is monitor. It is used to display visual information which was graphics, text, etc. It is like a television. The next one is printer. If we want to take hard copy of any information which was present in a computer system, then we will use printer. Speaker or headphone, it is used to hear sound from the computer system. If we want to take sound as an output from the computer system, then we will use speaker and headphone. Now our next topic is memory. So basically memory is divided into three main categories. First one is RAM. RAM stands for random access memory. It is the main memory and it allows you to temporarily store command and data. For example, you are currently running a process into your computer system. So in the middle time when your temporary results are generated, so these results are stored in RAM, random access memory. So for that purpose, random access memory is used to store temporary result into your computer system. After processing your full result, you can see it as an output on your computer screen. So it is volatile. Volatile means it is available to you only when the computer is turned on, and as soon as you turn off the electricity of your computer device, then the RAM automatically erases the data which was stored on it. So next type of memory is ROM. ROM stands for read only memory. ROM has a capability to retain its content even after the computer is turned off. It is non-volatile. Non-volatile means it can store content even when the electricity is not turned on your computer system. It is a permanent memory because it can store your data permanently for a long period of time, and it generally stores the command which was used to check the system that all the part which was connected to the system are working properly or not. The other type of memory is flash memory. It is also a non-volatile memory. The basic difference between ROM and flash memory is that you can erase or modify stored information in flash memory, but ROM can't provide you such type of capability of erasing or modifying the stored information. So it is a basic difference between ROM and flash memory. Expansion card. Expansion card are generally those cards which are used by you to enhance the capability of your computer system. Expansion cards are generally used to enhance the different kind of features. There are different kind of expansion cards such as video card. Video card is used to your computer to display some specific information or high resolution information on your computer monitor. Network interface card, NIC. If you want to connect your information via networking or via to the internet, then you require network interface card. It is generally used to exchange information when computers are connected in a network. Sound card. If you want to take output as a sound from your computer system, then you require a sound card to convert digital signals into audio signals and vice versa. If you want to convert your digital signal, or we can say that if you want to store sound on your computer system by using your microphone, then the sound which was produced by you was in a analog format. Then if you want to store that information into your computer system, it requires to be stored in digital format. So this conversion of voice from analog to digital and digital to analog totally depends on the sound card which was installed as an expansion card on your computer system. Our next topic is storage devices. Storage devices are used to store information on your computer system. They are divided into two main type of categories. First one is internal storage devices, for example hard disk, RAM, which was already inside the CPU of your computer system, and external storage devices such as pen drive, etc., which was also used as a external storage devices on your computer system. So some common storage devices are hard disk. So hard disk is generally a magnetic disk which is main storage device in the computer. It can be external or internal. Based on the uses, you can use hard disk as an external device or internal device. You can also purchase external hard disk if your usage is more. Floppy disk. It is a small portable disk that allow you to store a small amount of data, and there is a basic disadvantage along with floppy disk, that it can be easily damaged by heat and dust. The next one is CD-ROM, also termed as compact disk. It is a portable storage medium and it allow you to store 400 times more data than a floppy disk. DVD-ROM, digital versatile disk. It is also a portable storage device and you can store huge amount of data on a DVD in comparison with CD. CD generally stored 700 to 720 MB of data, and DVD generally stored around 4 GB of data. So there is a basic difference between the storage capability of CD and DVD. The next one is port. A port is a channel through which data is transferred between input-output devices and processor. It basically means port is a you can say that port is a slot which was given to you on a computer system, through which you can give instructions to your computer system, through which you can get an output from your computer system. So for all these kind of processes you require ports on your computer system, where you can easily attach your peripheral devices along with your computer system. So basically some ports are given along with your CPU. So some of them are USB port. USB, commonly termed as universal serial bus, it is used to connect peripheral devices such as mouse, keyboard, printer, pen drive, etc. Second one is FireWire port. It is used to connect digital camera because it is faster than USB. As comparison to USB, the data transfer rate with FireWire port is more. The next one is network port. Network port is generally used to share information when computers are connected with each other in a network. Parallel and serial port, these ports are generally used to connect printer and other kind of devices with your computer system. Display adapter, if you want to receive video signals from your computer and if you want to send video signals to a computer, then you require a display adapter into your computer system. Power port, a motherboard and other component inside computer use direct current. It means it generally require DC to operate computer, and the electricity which was coming via your electricity board is AC, so it requires to be converted in direct current. So for that purpose a power port is required, which will convert your DC into AC into DC for the better performance of your computer system. So student, this is the end of our fourth lecture. These are some assignment questions. So student, thank you. We will continue new things in our next lecture.